News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Firefighters battle ablaze at Roseburg Forest Products this morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. It's going to be another beautiful day in western Montana, perhaps a chance of afternoon showers. Right now we have 41 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. And our newscast this morning is sponsored by AB Technology Solutions, offering a free pickup and delivery in the Missoula area. Find them online at abtechnologysolutions.com. A fire broke out early this morning at the Roseburg Forest Products plant out on Razor Drive. Missoula Rural Fire Battalion Chief Greg Orr provided details.
What we had was a fire that kind of started in the interior of the building, up in the ceiling, and they knocked that down fairly quickly, and then it kind of got into the walls. So at this point, we're trying to pull apart the walls, and as you can imagine, there's a lot of sawdust that's in these walls.
Orr said because the fire is located in the upper levels of the structure, firefighters had to use their long ladder trucks for access.
We did have to put up our ladder truck, and the roof was a little bit spongy, so we didn't want to put anybody directly on the roof, so we did go ahead and put folks on the ladder, and we were able to pull apart the corner and access that in between the walls.
Orr said no one was injured. Crews from both city and Missoula Rural Fire remained on the scene to make sure the fire is completely out. Montana's finally joined every other state in the nation with the signing of an anti-bullying law. Democratic Governor Steve Bullock signed the Bully-Free Montana Act into law yesterday at Jefferson Elementary in Helena. Bill sponsor Representative Kimberly Dudick of Missoula, Superintendent of Public Instruction Denise Juneau, students and their families joined Bullock for the signing of House Bill 284. Lawmakers have been trying to pass some sort of form of the measure since 2003, with opponents saying it would infringe on school districts' ability to enact their own local rules. Yesterday on Talkback, Josh Van de Wettering, attorney for fired Missoula County deputy and former Public Information Officer Paige Pavallone, said his client wants her day in court.
I was appalled that the sheriff's office would release a press release, in fact, go out of their way to say that Paige has been fired when we haven't even had an opportunity yet to answer the allegations through the proper union grievance procedures.
Van de Wettering repeated his client's assertion that the charges against her were false and her firing was illegal.
The press release in itself is a violation of Paige's constitutional right to privacy in her personnel records. And her very firing, in fact, is improper. She denies these allegations. We deny every one of them in every way.
However, County Human Resource Director Patty Baumgart says Pavallone's termination was not political, but rather was because she lied during the investigation of a jailer's arrest. John Krakauer's new book, Missoula, Rape and the Justice System in a College Town, was released yesterday and doing brisk business. One of the individuals singled out in the book is current Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Pabst, along with the man she succeeded in that office, Fred Van Valkenburg. Pabst, who was Van Valkenburg's chief deputy for 16 years, called the KGVO Talkback show yesterday to inform the public she'd be making a statement in response to the Krakauer book today at noon.
We're really looking forward to finally having the opportunity to, one, respond to one author's criticisms, and two, and really more importantly, to highlight all of the important work that we've been doing and will continue to do in the area of sexual assault prosecution.
Pabst left the county attorney's office and entered private practice when she helped to represent University of Montana quarterback Jordan Johnson during his rape trial in 2013. Johnson was found not guilty. Pabst made it clear this was not going to be a press conference where questions would be taken from the audience, but rather an opportunity to make a public statement regarding the Krakauer book. As Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials warn that bears will be waking from their hibernation soon, a pair of grizzlies caught near Mud Lake became a perfect example. The Daily Interlake reports 2 grizzlies were captured earlier this month. They were fitted with radio collars and relocated after wildlife managers tried to catch a bear responsible for killing a calf. Based on photos and track measurements, officials determined the 2 in custody were not the culprits. A 5-year-old male weighing 364 pounds was moved to the Emery Creek drainage near Hungry Horse Reservoir. The other, a 465-pound 8-year-old, was released in the South Fork of the Lost Creek in the Swan. The traps were a combination of leg snares and culvert traps baited with deer meat from roadkill. What began as a day of play in Missouri Headwaters State Park ended in tragedy when an 8-year-old girl slipped into the river while playing inside of her mother late Sunday evening. Gallatin County Undersheriff Dan Springer was out in the field searching for the girl yesterday morning.
All the details are not known exactly, but she was by the edge of the river in the water there throwing rocks and slipped and went into the water. We currently have about 50 search and rescue members that are out, and we're searching both by boats, by air, as well as by ground. The majority of them are volunteers.
The waters are high and treacherous with river pockets up to 30 feet deep. Although finding the girl may continue to prove difficult, Springer says they'll keep searching.
Well, we're committed to taking as long as it takes, or spending as much time as we need to. We're committed to finding her and helping the family with getting some resolution.
At this point, the girl's name has not yet been released. Springer was able to confirm, though, that she is a Montana resident who lived in Gallatin County. Montana Republican Party Chairman Will Dayshaw was lobbying against current political practices Commissioner Jonathan Modell yesterday after Modell's confirmation was tabled Monday. Dayshaw accuses Modell of expanding the powers of his office and selectively choosing the cases he pursues.
He chose it upon himself to expand that to start covering several other people that no complaints had ever been filed upon. Completely outside his purview, in our opinion. Number two, a couple of years ago, we filed a complaint with the Commissioner of Political Practices on our current governor, and it has never been acted on. That's been at least probably 2 years.
The Political Practices Commissioner is nominated by the governor and then confirmed by the legislature. Dayshaw says it's hard for him to imagine a worse nominee than Modell.
It's up to the governor to pick who he wants as a replacement should Modell not get confirmed. Our fear is that Modell may remain. I believe that whoever the governor may choose to appoint, should he not be confirmed, can't be any worse and may be better.
Dayshaw did give credit, though, to Modell for decreasing the backlog of old cases at the Office of Political Practices. Modell was appointed as interim Political Practices Commissioner back in May of 2013 and has held that position without a confirmation because the appointment came after the 2013 legislative session had ended. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Mostly sunny skies today with a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. High temperatures will top out in the upper 60s. We'll see an isolated shower early this evening, then becoming partly cloudy with lows right around freezing. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.